Today on Softball 360, presented by USA Softball, a championship edition. Who is the world's greatest softball home run hitter? The answer comes from the USA Power Tour Finals at Marlins Park, home of the Miami Marlins. The USA Slow Pitch Championship weekend brings the best teams to Oklahoma City and the USA Softball Hall of Fame complex. It's known as the Mecca of softball, and it certainly lives up to the hype. And we'll take you to a one-of-a-kind camp where inspiration and grit are on display. Welcome to the Wounded Warrior Amputee Softball Alumni Kids Camp. Today, they're a picture of courage and resilience. Stay tuned. A special edition of Softball 360, presented by USA Softball, the championship edition, is next.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Softball 360. We're here to see the best of the best compete on the center stage. Welcome to the championship edition of Softball 360, presented by USA Softball. I'm your host, Jenny Finch, and let's go crown a ton of champions today. What better way to start? Let's get this party started, and let's take a look back at what an extraordinary softball season it was for USA Softball.
A summer of USA Softball. And the fans are excited. Strap in for a musical journey through some highlights of 2017.
It's time to head out to Oklahoma City for the USA.
On the USA Softball Stadium Power Tour, it was business as usual. Show bomb after jam shot. And yet another Dudley softball is leaving the building. As Team Easton, Mikan, Worth, and Monsta slug towards the finals. Are you ready? The inaugural USA Softball All-American Games. As teams selected from the 10 regions compete at the softball capital of the world, Oklahoma City.
I'm pretty happy.
The the USA Softball Women's Junior National Team took on always tough Team Japan. But on this day, Team USA took home the top prize. It's been said that in the dust of defeat as well as the laurels of victory, there is glory to be found if one has done his or her best. Here's to 2017 and what turned out to be another super summer of softball.
What a summer of softball it was. We'll have more from your championship edition of Softball 360 right after this.
Softball 360 returns. The big bats come out at the USA Slow Pitch Championship. We'll get ready to crown a few national champions. Can the Easton Derby girls continue to dominate? How precise will precision play with Brett the Hitman Helmer at the helm? After a summer of slugging softballs in MLB parks, we're ready to determine who is the world's greatest softball home run hitter. The USA Softball Power Tour sluggers are ready. Can Marlins Park in Miami contain the world's greatest softball home run hitters? And Branson, Missouri is the site of a one-of-a-kind camp, the Wounded Warrior Amputee Softball Alumni Kids Camp. They met 5 years ago, and today is the reunion. Please stay tuned.
Softball 360, presented by USA Softball, is brought to you by Easton Sports. There is a difference, and the difference is Easton. By Monster, the highest performance softball bats on the planet. And by Worth Sports. Elevate your level of play with innovative high-performance equipment.
Now, after a summer of slugging softballs all across America, it's time to crown the champion of the Stadium Power Tour. It's time, it's finals, the slate is clear, 15 swings to glory. Let's find out who will be the world's greatest softball home run hitter.
The site, Marlins Park, home of the Miami Marlins. And after the Marlins-Mets game, the USA Softball Stadium Power Tour sluggers stepped to the plate to determine a champion. Leading off, Brian Dacko for Team Monster. The D-Train hails from Southern California, and he is one of the youngest sluggers in the game. Dacko played baseball at the University of Massachusetts and was recruited to play in the bigs. But fate stepped in with an elbow injury, and that halted his career. He's one of the designers and test pilots for the latest in bat technology. He works for Monster Athletics, a company known for producing high-performance softball bats. Big cheers for the D-Train, swinging hard for the deep part of the yard for Monster, and the hefty lefty ends his shift with a solid 7 points and the early lead. Please welcome Brian Wegman for Team Easton. His friends call him Wegs, and Wegs brings plenty to the plate as a softball player. Team Easton has won the championship before, so you are watching a legacy slugger at the plate. Wegs makes quick work of it with his legendary quick swing and keen eye for the ball. Wegs is a softball ambassador and recently returned from a goodwill trip to South Korea to promote softball and visit U.S. troops. Wegs ends his shift with 9 points, and the bar in Miami has been set a little higher. Stepping in the box, Ryan Harvey for Team Worth. He's swinging like a man on a mission, and that is to be the best long ball hitter in the game. Harv played in the bigs for a number of teams until an injury sent him to the dugout. But he scratches his competitive itch with softball and with his Worth bats. A firm believer in hard work equals success, hours of extra BP have gotten him to the top of his game. In his spare time, you can find Harv in the gym. Powerlifting is a hobby and a way to ensure that he continues to send softball souvenirs flying. And with this blast from his Worth bat, we now have a new leader. 10 points is the number to beat. Travis, the Blaster Clark for Team Easton, finished in second place overall this season and as a result is awarded 0.5 points for his effort. Will that be the difference today? The Blaster uses a super fast whip-like swing to send softball souvenirs deep into the arm. The Blaster is entering his second season on the national tour. Travis has years of experience to back up his Easton bat. One after another are leaving his Easton bat, and he's padding his lead. Travis, also a pitcher, and that may be his edge. He knows how to work the plate to his advantage. And folks, we have a new leader, Travis Clark with 11.5 points. The last man standing is Mican's Kyle Pearson. KP was the regular season champ and starts off with 1 point. All the rookie has to do is get to 12 points to beat Travis Clark. And he's off to a good start, as one after another are leaving his Mican bat. Hard work, great technique, confidence, and a Mican bat. That's the combo platter that got Kyle Power Tour Pearson to the finals of the USA Softball Stadium Power Tour. There is no money ball in the finals, and KP needs this Dudley softball to leave the park. But not today. The storybook season has ended for Kyle Pearson. The softball world now has a new home run hero, and his name is Travis Clark from Team Easton.
We got the power of the Easton. This is the new Fireflex, man. You can't beat it.
Travis led all the sluggers with 11.5 points to win the 2017 USA Softball Stadium Power Tour Finals. Easton's Travis Clark is the world's greatest softball home run hitter in 2017. In the Manufacturers Cup, Team Easton's dynamic duo of Brian Wegman and Travis Clark also came out on top, and we are bringing the trophy back to the Easton headquarters.
I was just watching, but I feel pretty proud, man. They always stand up and do it for us, and today they did it again, solo and team.
The USA Slow Pitch Championship weekend brings the best teams to Oklahoma City and the USA Softball Hall of Fame complex. It's known as the Mecca of softball. And this year's inaugural Wounded Warriors Softball Alumni Camp brings together past participants of the yearly Kids Camp. Many of these kids and coaches met 5 years ago for the first time. And today's reunion provides proof that staying the course has paid off. We'll take you to Branson, Missouri for that story.
Welcome back to Softball 360, presented by USA Softball. The Wounded Warriors softball team is full of inspirational stories, but there's a new chapter as we attend a camp, and these young athletes face some of the biggest challenges of their lives.
At first glance, this appears to be a group of kids enjoying an afternoon of softball. But a closer look reveals these are special kids, and the fact that they're playing softball at all is nothing short of miraculous.
There you go.
Welcome to the Wounded Warrior Amputees Softball Alumni Kids Camp. While the campers are all different, they're also the same. Born without limbs or the result of an accident. Today, they're a picture of courage, grit, and resilience.
It's like a family. Everyone's the same. You all have some sort of story, whether you're born, whether you had an accident, but everyone here is the same. You come from different backgrounds, but you're all here for the same thing, to enjoy being an amputee and kind of showing that even though you do have a disability, you can still do everything else everybody else can.
The camp allows them to be with like-limbed athletes and provides a chance to feel like a kid again.
Usually when I'm at my school, I feel like I'm different because all the other kids have legs and stuff. And here you feel like you're part of something.
Some things can be difficult, some things can't. I feel like they know what I'm talking about when I try to explain stuff.
But it's not just the campers. All of the instructors are also amputees. Veterans of our nation's military who have served in the wars. It's not hard to see the price that they paid.
So our motto is life without limbs is limitless, and that's what we share with these kids. Is like, even though you're missing a limb, you can still live a limitless life. The only one that's stopping you is you. The only limitations you have are the ones you make, and I don't make any, and neither should they.
Let's go a little lower. Ready? Drop this a little bit. Right there.
While the campers learn from each other and the coaches, it's the coaches who also learn a thing or two from the campers.
Softball is the surface. When you get down the roots, it's really about inspiring and motivating each other. From the outside looking in, it might seem like we're the ones given to them, but you know, me watching them persevere and push through and work hard at figuring out what I'm trying to tell them to do or get them to do, it's super inspiring for me. So I almost feel like I get more out of it than they do.
I don't step when I swing, I just backhand and use my hips and go through it.
This year's inaugural alumni camp brought together past participants of the yearly Kids Camp, which is usually held in early summer. Many of these kids and coaches met 5 years ago for the first time, and today's reunion provides proof that staying the course has paid off.
This week is really special because it's alumni. These are the kids from our first 3 camps, and they get to see each other, and they're growing up and they're teenagers now. They really touched our hearts when they first came to the camps, and it really changed their lives. And now they get to come back and relish in it again. I'm really excited about it.
The site of the alumni camp is Branson, Missouri. It's a little bit country, a little bit Disney, and a whole lot of fun and games. And the campers got a chance to sample it all. Ballparks of America hosted the camp with their 5 replica ballparks while providing dorm rooms and a place for a pizza party.
I'm Scott Fiera Jr. I went to the 2013 Orlando camp.
I'm Amber Peterson. I went to the 2015 camp in California. I'm Morgan Harden, and I went to the 2014 Kentucky camp. I'm Janice Stanky, and I went to the 2016 in Washington, D.C.
The parents agree. Time with other like-limbed kids is valuable and offers a unique perspective.
As parents, we can do the best we can to try to understand them, to try to help them, but then you get them around other kids. So you've got another amputee that's showing how to do something. I tried to teach him for 2 years, she taught him in 5 minutes. They just get each other, and then he sees that she can do something, well, he wants to do it too.
Back on the field, softball continues to offer life lessons and a mantra that they will take with them and use forever.
Limitations is most part just mental. If you look past the limitations, you see it as an obstacle to becoming stronger, better at what you do, and really you can do anything if you just look past them and just think you can. If you think you can do it, you can.
If you have a missing limb or if it's something different, just like build on it, use it for something even greater. I mean, go to camps like this so you can learn about it and learn how to overcome it. That's the main thing.
Because at the end of the week, they realize that no matter what they want to do in life is attainable if they get the right mindset. And that's what these camps do, show these kids that it is possible to do something regardless of what society says.
Who are we? Warriors! Who are we? Warriors! Warriors on 3! 1, 2, 3! Warriors!
When our championship edition of Softball 360 returns, a full report on the USA Slow Pitch Champion.
Softball 360, presented by USA Softball, is brought to you by Miken Sports, elite equipment for the elite player. Dudley, the official softball of the Stadium Power Tour. And by employee-owned Long Haul Trucking. We're looking for quality drivers. Log on to longhaultrucking.com.
The championship edition of Softball 360 builds to the USA Softball Slow Pitch National Championship as these great teams gather at the Mecca of Softball, Oklahoma City.
It's Championship Sunday here in Oklahoma City for the Men's Super, the Men's A, Men's D, and Women's Open Slow Pitch.
the teams, players, family, fans, coaches, you are all champions. And as we bring our championship edition of Softball 360 to an end, we are always live at usasoftball.com or at softball360.com. We would love to hear your story ideas, your feedback. Give us some notes, give us some feedback. Thank you as always for tuning in.